Hello and welcome to our second film in the series Aspects of Calderdale. If you missed the first one, just go to our website, you can pick up a copy there. We hope to show you in the next hour or so a few secrets and curiosities around Calderdale, things your average tourist or even local might miss. We start here in the border town of Todmorden. Do I hear bells? The sound of church bells ringing is deeply rooted in British history. Even if you're not religious, the peal of a church bell carried on the wind can be very pleasing on a Sunday morning. Here at St Mary's in Todmorden, they can also be heard on most Fridays. That's when the bell ringers, or campanologists, I've done my homework, come and practice their art. But you and I wouldn't normally get to see where they do it, which is in the ringing chamber. You see, I said I've done my homework. So today we've been invited by St Mary's bell ringers to come and have a look in their little hidden space. Long before the French had the guillotine, Yorkshire had the gibbet. In fact, the gibbet was very popular in Yorkshire. Records from 1278 show that there were 94 privately owned gibbets back then. Halifax Gibbet law gave the lord of the manor the power to execute anyone for theft of goods to the value of 13.5 pence, about £8 in today's money. And this is the very site where the executions took place. And this is a replica of the original gibbet. Executions were always on a market day, so a good crowd could gather for the entertainment and to serve as a deterrent to any other would-be thieves. The prisoner would be led up onto the platform, the crowd baying for blood, their head placed on the block, and then the pin pulled, allowing the blade to fall from 15 feet above. I never had a scale extric as a kid, so I bought this one. For the grandkids, obviously. But I won't mind to go on something a bit bigger. Well, this is a bit bigger, but I still want something more. Now, this is more like it. Here in West Vale at Greetland, the Yorkshire Radio Control Model Car Racing Club have been holding regular races for over 20 years on this fabulous racetrack. Sowerby Bridge. This is where the Rochdale Canal starts, or ends, depending on your direction of travel. From here it meanders across Calderdale, on through Mytholmroyd, Hebden Bridge and Todmorden, and continues on into Lancashire. Originally the Rochdale Canal was the lifeblood of local industry, an astonishing engineering achievement that allowed goods to be transported along its 32-mile length for over a century. Nowadays though, this beautiful waterway is simply a place for leisure pursuits. Towpath walks, boating, or maybe just taking in the peace and tranquility of sitting on the canal side. In the hills high above the valley, a network of reservoirs dot the landscape. An engineering marvel in their own right, and certainly just as scenic. Several were built specifically for feeding the canal system, some doubling up as a tourist attraction in the Victorian era, with tour boats and even ice skating competitions. However, at the time of filming, the area was suffering a period of serious drought. The usually overflowing reservoirs were starved of rain, and the results were clear to see. This old packhorse bridge had been submerged deep in the waters of Bating's reservoir for decades, but saw the light of day again during the drought, tempting many a visitor to take the opportunity to walk across before it disappears again under the waters. Of course, usually the Calder Valley has no shortage of rain, and the resulting runoff from the hills has resulted in a few devastating floods in recent years. The locals definitely have a bit of a love-hate relationship going on with the water in Calderdale. Ask your average local to describe what Calderdale is known for, and they'd probably say the miles of rolling hills, scenic walks, green landscapes as far as the eye can see, surrounding quaint market towns and villages. I'd like to bet that not one of them would mention the excellent water skiing opportunities. Over 70 miles from the coast and in between the towns of Elland and Brighouse is the White Rose Water Ski Club here at Cromwell Bottom. Down here out of sight of the local industrial estate and nearby M62, you'd swear you were by the Lake District, only without the ice cream vans and the traffic wardens. Membership, as with all clubs, comes with certain rules and requirements. One such requirement is that you must have your own boat. That's me out then. Right, on to the next location. Well, that's the end of our travels for this year. Thanks for joining us along the way, and hope you've enjoyed finding out a little more about the people and places of Calderdale. It's a beautiful part of the world. If Calderdale could describe itself, it might use the words of one of its most famous residents. "I'm not like any other I have seen. I dare believe myself to be different from any other who exist." I think that's a fair description. So from myself and Peter behind the camera and Pathways Productions, bye for now, and perhaps we'll see you again soon for more Aspects of Calderdale.